The day that we were all waiting for has finally arrived. Milan Juve today, Juventus 5th, Milan 1st. Crazy to tell that after 5 years, but it is what it is. It will be a decisive game, and a game that is more complicated than expected, because we know that yesterday we had a bit more players positive to COVID. We will speak about that. Guys, it's an important one. We will speak about everything, all the rumors related to Juve, not only the game of today, but an important one, but also some new names in the Mercato. So let's stay on the channel. Don't forget, subscribe. We are near 10,300. Put the maximum of like, and we will go through the Italian and international papers to see what they are saying about our beloved Juventus. Unfortunately, that picture showed up again in my timeline yesterday of Twitter. What does that mean? That Juventus has an official announcement to do. And yesterday, and most of the time, ultimately, when we see that picture, it means that it's bad news. Why? Because they were saying, again, another player of the first team that has been tested positive for COVID-19. This time Cuadrado after Alexandro. We knew that it would happen. I made a video about it yesterday, so if you want a bit more information, you can go back and see my video about it, but it is what it is. We will go through the news. How did Pirlo react to that news? How did Juventus react to that news? We will see it together. But before that, I want to take a few seconds, a few time to say happy birthday to my great friend from Jakarta, Andar Sofian, that was in the beginning of the channel, also here on the channel for an interview. Happy birthday, Andar. And we go immediately with Tuttosport, who's saying appesi al Covid. We are waiting for Covid. Why? Because COVID is playing an important role, decisive role today in everything football related. One day you have a full team, or that's what we were speaking about a few days ago when we were saying for the first time Pirlo has the full team since injury of Morata, and then 2 players tested positive, Alexandro and Cuadrado. And it's true that COVID is sometimes deciding what will happen with the games. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Gazzetta dello Sport, Lotteria Scudetto. Lotteria means a game of hazard. We never know. It's like when you take a ball and you don't know what number it is. It is what it is. It's a bit a gamble. What will COVID decide about the Scudetto? And it looks a bit more pessimistic in the way that Gazzetta dello Sport is saying. I still believe that today we can do something, and we see a beautiful Ronaldo celebrating one of the goals. I love it. I want to see again tonight Cristiano Ronaldo celebrating. And then we continue with the news, because inside of Tuttosport we see il Covid sfascia la Juve. COVID is actually taking away the wings of Juventus, because and Alexandro and Cuadrado will not be available, not only for today, but probably they will miss a lot of other games. We will go through the calendar in a few moments to see how many potentially games they will miss, but it is what it is. So Alexandro and Cuadrado out, and Pirlo will have to reinvent the team. Corriere dello Sport is saying Pirlo prima finale, the first final for Pirlo. How did Pirlo reacted to that? He said it will be a very important game, but not decisive. Guys, this is a speech that he made yesterday in press conference. For me, they are beautiful words, but I don't believe that is what he's saying to the players and what he really thinks, because Milan at the moment 15 games, 37 points, Juventus 14 games, 27 points. So we have 10 points of difference with Milan, with 1 game to recuperate versus Napoli. It is a decisive. If we lose today, it can be already decisive. It can be a moment where we have to say goodbye to the Scudetto already on the 6th of January. I hope not, and I still believe that we can do an amazing performance. But COVID will affect maybe a bit more player today, because normally we travel 1 day before with plane to the city where we will play. This time we will go on bus this morning. Why? Because we are waiting for the final result. How many other players will be tested positive? I hope for their health more than for the game that nobody else is positive to COVID-19. Let's see, but we will play a lot of games in January. Milan, I already told you, but then we have in 4 days, we have Sassuolo, we have Genoa, Inter, Napoli in Supercoppa, then we have Bologna and Sampdoria. So a lot of games in January. How many games will they miss? We don't know, because some people recover in 2 weeks, other ones like Cristiano Ronaldo needed a bit more time. So it's case by case. The ranking is saying, like I told you, Milan with 37 points, Juventus 5th with 27. In between we have Inter that is out of the Europa Cups, like the Champions League or Europa League, and they will focus only on Scudetto, so we have to pay attention to that. If we continue, guys, we see that we had a really beautiful title in Tuttosport who was saying Napoli visto, Milan Juve si gioca. Napoli, did you see what's happening? Milan Juventus, they will play. This is clearly a reference to Napoli that did everything to not travel to Juventus. The 2 times they were actually losing their points and with a penalty of -1, and then we know that the 3rd time in appeal they will have to play. So Juventus is taking a stile Juve, a Juventus style where they don't want to stay home. They will travel to Milano, and then you see Pirlo that said, I will find 11 healthy players. Whatever happens, we will go there and we play. Our team is competitive in all the sectors. Other teams have had the same problems. I agree with Pirlo. Whatever happened, I don't want to do a joke like Napoli. I want to look into the eyes of Milan. And don't forget, Milan is also missing a lot of players. So nothing to complain about. We go there, we look into their eyes, and we go for the 3 points. The lineups, because who will be able to go for the 3 points? We see Szczesny in the goal. Lineups of Tuttosport for sure. It's not confirmed yet, but Szczesny in the goal with Demiral, Bonucci and De Ligt. Danilo. Then we have Chiesa, Bentancur, McKennie, Ramsey, Dybala, Ronaldo in the front. I expect some surprises. If you want to know what surprises, I made the video yesterday night with Mo El Tactico, also already available since 2 AM in the morning my time. And we continue with Mercato news. A few rush news, not that much, but important ones, and new news, because Pellegrini, Luca, that is actually on loan to Cagliari, looks like Juventus is thinking to bring him back. Is that a great idea? I don't know. But Frabotta could go on loan to Cagliari another way. So 1 in, 1 out. I think if we do that, that means that we took a bad decision in the beginning of the year. Let's monitor that situation. What about the strikers? I don't want to repeat myself too much. Still always the same names like Quagliarella, Pelé, and so on and so on. Giroud, Llorente. But the real target for Juventus is Milik. Not at the price that Napoli is asking. Apparently they refused 7 million from Atletico Madrid, but Juventus really want to have Milik as a 4th striker to start with, and if not, then they will probably go for a B solution. And then I finish with a new name, a name that I didn't know. It means it is Macias from Chivas in Chile, nel mirino il nuovo Agüero. The new Agüero is the target for Juventus, not immediately, but in the future. Juventus that is really rejuvenating their team, because the guy is 21 years old, and we are also linked with Rovella. Nearly done for Juventus to Juve next year, because he will stay at Genoa on loan. But Genoa is not only asking for Frabotta or whatever player, they are also asking for a really young player, Petrelli, 19 years old, young player of Juventus. Let's see how that will evolve. This was it for me, guys. I gave you appointment today because we will have a lot of things on the channel. Probably, I cannot promise it, but probably a pre-game, then a halftime, and absolutely the post-game. Hopefully with a big smile. So don't forget again, subscribe to the channel if you made it until now. Put a maximum of like. Thank you, Forza Juve.